Hello algebra students. Today we're doing video lesson 7-6. We're going to begin solving quadratics by factoring. We did factoring for a reason. It is back. Dun dun dun. Alright, so what we want to do is first we want to make sure everything is on one side before we start factoring. That's going to be important because they're going to be mixed around. So then I start factoring. First of all, there's no GCF. So that's taken care of. I don't have to worry about that. If I multiply the front, which is 1, and the back, which is 3, I know I need to make a positive 3 for a product. Okay? So if I have a positive product and a negative sum, I have a negative times a negative. What numbers can I multiply to get 3? Well, I can do 3 times 1. Negative 3 minus 1 is negative 4. So my factors are x minus 3 and x minus 1. Since my first number was a 1, I'm done. This is factored. Now in order to get solutions from this, you have to set each factor to 0 and solve. So what I mean is x minus 3 equals 0. Well, to get x by itself, I would add 3. So x equals 3, there's one of my answers, and x minus 1 equals 0, so add the 1. My other solution is x equals 1, okay? If it is prime, more than likely there is no real solution, but double check it. If you come up with the same number, that means that this one has one solution. This one came up with two different numbers, so these are my solutions. You could have also put this in the quadratic formula, and it will come out the same. But wasn't this a lot easier to do than dealing with the quadratic formula? I think so. Alright, let's move on. So, 5w squared minus 6w plus 1. So our first step is look for a GCF. Then I'm going to multiply the front and the back number. So I'm looking for a positive 5. If I have a positive product and a negative sum, that means I have a negative times a negative. Well, 5 times 1 is 5. Negative 5 minus 1 is negative 6. So I have my factors, x minus 5, x minus 1. Okay, remember, since we have a number that's other than 1 in front, I have to divide both of them by 5 and simplify. So this one will be x minus 1. This one will be x minus 1/5. Well, I don't like fractions. I don't know about you. So I'm going to multiply this second one by 5 in order to get rid of it. So I'll end up with x minus 1, 5x minus 1. Okay, these are my factors, so I just set them equal to 0 and solve. So x minus 1, that's equal to 0, and we'll add 1. So x equals 1. There's one solution. And by x, I mean w. I didn't do the right thing here. Then I have 5x minus 1 equals 0. So I'll add 1. So 5x equals 1. Divide by the 5. X equals 1/5. There's my other solution. You can have fractions, you can have decimals, you can have all kinds of stuff that happen. This particular quadratic has two solutions. There you go. A lot easier than the quadratic formula, guys. Okay, before we start on this one, remember everything has to be on the same side first. So I'm going to go ahead and subtract 3. Since there are no like terms, just list them all out. Make sure I have that equals 0. Okay, now, multiply your front and back number. So I have negative 3, which means I have a positive times a negative, positive being bigger. So what do I multiply to get 3? How about 3 times 1? And 3 minus 1 is 2, so we're good to go. X plus 3 and x minus 1. Okay? Since there was a 1 up front, I'm done with the factoring. There they are. So I know x plus 3 equals 0. So x, if I subtract 3 from both sides, x equals negative 3. X minus 1 equals 0. So if I add 1 to both sides, it's equal to 1. Okay? 2 solution. That is the end of the video. Please make sure that you put your name at the beginning so that I know who's turning it in. Remember, each video is its own grade now, and I'll update the grades a couple times a week. It is vitally important that you are watching these videos. Of course, I'm preaching to the people that are watching the videos, but I appreciate you doing what you're supposed to do and getting your work done. We'll see you tomorrow.